Charlie gives the students a music lesson.
I want to talk, first of all, about a music that's about 500 years old, and that's bomba. And bomba comes from Puerto Rico. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because it's very reflective of the overall experience of the slave and of the overall experience of rebuilding a community in a foreign land. So somebody would be under a tree with a drum and starting out this whole dance. When that person played, you know, they would say, you know, this reminds me, I'm going to play a rhythm for you guys that we used to play in the Congo after we had a good meal, and we were very happy with the meal. So he would start playing a rhythm. And then somebody else would say, man, you know what? Back in my village in Ijesha, we used to have a rhythm very similar to dance, and we used to have these steps that went something like this. And they would do the steps. Then somebody else would say, man, when I was in Ewe village, this is exactly like a song that we used to sing, pa pa pa. It has the same rhythmic foundation, and would sing a song. And they would start recreating their music, but in a completely different way, which was mixed. I'm going to give you some ideas so people can start choosing things, but what I want you to do is I want you to come up with your own part, either for these 8 bars or these 8 bars. Does that make sense? These are called shekere. These are called guido. So you've got this that you can use as a scraper. And I can also... This is afouché. And this is from Brazil, and this is called the pandeiro. Clave. What is this called? Clave. And clave means in Spanish something that's essential, something that's very key. Okay, you guys ready to play? Yeah?
After experiencing a bomba session, the students head to the classroom to select the beat for their MindRap.
Alright, what we're going to do is, this is a beat voting sheet, so we're going to play some songs. Put yes, no, or maybe for the ones you like. Yeah. So here's cut 1.
Okay, are you ready for number 2? Yeah.
Cut 9. We're gonna vote on which beat we want, either track 1 or track 9. So we're gonna have everyone turn around, and I'm gonna say which tracks, and they're gonna raise their hands. Track 9 won.
Later, students find out Aaron created the track they selected. After agreeing on a beat, the students finalize the story for their MindRap.
We should just have him like pop into his phone and like go back to, or his ear or something, and they get sent back.
We should make it look like the sister doesn't know. So then when she could come back from the trip and she can explain to her sister.
Now the brain's transmitting stuff to the voice box, and then the little girl narrates or summarizes the story.
The next day, Kazembe gives the students a lecture on spoken word and the history of hip-hop.
Peace, love, unity, and having fun. Those were the 4 principles of hip-hop. So if what you're doing doesn't have these elements in it, and you call it hip hop, you have miscalled it. You have misnamed it. That's not what you're doing. You're not doing hip hop. So you don't even have to talk and throw stones and darts at people like Nelly and people like 50 and people who are out there doing this aberration, doing this disfigurement to the art. You ain't got to throw stones at them. But what they're doing is not hip hop. Not because I said so, but because the principles say so, which are bigger than all of us. And they will supersede all of us. As you begin to come up with a piece or pieces to write, you think about what is your theme? What do you want to say? What inspires you? What do you find passionate? What are you passionate about? Frantz Fanon, the great Algerian psychiatrist and writer, said there are 3 essential questions every person should ask themselves. Who am I? Am I really who I am? And am I all I ought to be?
I just like to go around everybody and please, state yourself. One thing that you got from this workshop.
It's our social obligation to pass on things that can better others.
One way I think we could create a better environment for kids learning about hip hop instead of them thinking it's just about being in the gang and learning about it there, learning rap that way.
I think I learned that you're a role model even when you don't want to be.
After Kazembe's talk, Naliaka challenges the students to a free write.
4 minutes, you're gonna write. You cannot stop writing, okay? And a free write, you don't think about what you're about to write. Don't sit there and be like, okay, I'm about to write about this yellow school bus. You just start writing.
Listen to the...
Coming up first. Glennon!
Okay. I live on Brown by Church. The first week moved in, someone got shot. The police be on my block every day. It's common for someone to get arrested today. The pizza man got robbed coming from my house. Has anyone been sitting in their bedroom hearing someone groan from being shot?
Growing up, Mom kept us in, didn't want us around all that gang banging. Sit down and read, she would say. But Mom, I just want to go play. Thinking this just ain't fair, I would sit by the window and stare. But Mom wasn't lying. One day the bullets went flying, and on the very last shot, the young man lay dead on the spot.
But the South Side's reached boogeyman status. The apparatus established cactus, gangsters pulling things out, directors shooting at these actors. But they need no practice or pro since birth. They flowing like water, so they diving here first. Groupies, what is it worth? I don't even think it matter none. Your boy pull numbers like a brand new calendar. Gangsta, think you're so cool. But if you're disrespecting, catch them wings and he don't mean Red Bull. Chi-town, we falling, there's no third leg to the stool. Time to burn the city, Chicago's overflowing with fools.
Students visit Northwestern's Neurolinguistics lab to learn how different sounds affect the brain.
The MRI gives us a great gateway into looking at what is going on in the human brain as we're presenting different types of auditory stimuli to them. We can see it in real time as the stimuli is being presented, what is going on functionally in their brain, and then we can also look at anatomical differences between types of people and their behavioral differences. There you go.
Later, Dr. Gopal shows the students a time-lapse video that illustrates a sound wave.
So you see this little bright hemisphere, like this shape here? Mm-hmm. That is the sound wave. When you fire, sound travels and compresses the air. It changes the density of air, and that's capable of bending light. So in your science classes, when you learn, oh, sound travels by compressing and rarefying, and it goes at 330 meters per second, you can actually see that.
The next day, students start creating verses for their MindRap.